Hi, it's Sandy Siwe with another book review. This week I read Spilt Milk by Kopano Matlwa, who's also the author of Coconut. So it's safe to say the book was amazing. She's amazing. I want to meet her. Anyway, the book Spilt Milk is narrated mainly from the point of view of Mohammed Gadi, who is the principal of a Black conscious school called Sikolo sa Ditlora. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. And also narrated from the point of view of a disgraced preacher called Father Bill. We learn that Father Bill and Muhammad Gadi knew each other in 1994, but stuff happened. And now Father Bill comes to work at the school that Muhammad Gadi is the principal of, and he doesn't really go there to work. He's just overviews the class of detention because four kids, Lilo, Moyo, Dudumo and Zulwini got into trouble and now are in detention. And we learned that this is the first time in the school that there's ever been detention. And Father Bill goes there because his bishop told him to actually go there and basically reflect on the mistakes that he got himself into. The book touches a lot on subjects that matter in this day and age as well. But again, the book was published in 2010, so I'm guessing it would still be relevant now. And it's amazing. Like at the beginning, I was kind of like, oh, like I want, most of the times when I read a book, I want the first sentence to capture me. And I was kind of confused at the beginning of the book, like the first page. But I soon realized that it's amazing. Like the way that the author narrates history. So she goes after this, after this, after this, after this, after this, after this, instead of saying, doesn't really explain much. So she didn't go on. So after Nelson Mandela and the rest of the freedom fighters got released from after we had our elections in 1994. No, she just explains throughout history. So colonialism, apartheid, democracy, and that helps in getting us straight to the point of the book. The structure of the book is amazing. I've never actually, okay, I think everything about this book is amazing. I'm still giddy from reading it. The structure of the book is not typical like like whole long lists. So it's just short paragraphs in between the two characters, Muhammad Gadi and Father Bill. And I found that it was very easy for me to get through the book. It's kind of like a short book, to be honest, but it also helped the whole paragraphs being like whole structure being short paragraphs helped in like breaking it down so it would be easy for anyone to read. And the book touches very heavily on issues of racism, puberty, I guess, and little like and religion. And I think that we in our high schools, all high schools in South Africa, this should recommend this book to people who like to grade 8s and 9s or even grade 7s actually. As much as the four children in the books are like 10 in the book of 10 years old, I think it's very relevant to the time that we live in and everything. I give the book 4.5 stars. Like what made me not give it like a full five is the author uses isiXhosa and I think Sepedi and another language which I'm not really sure which one it is. But and uses it as dialogue. But sometimes I get the feeling like I want when I'm reading a book if a certain language is going to be used that there isn't like I want to get the feeling that I'm reading the book in the certain language. So if she was if Muhammad Gadi was, let's say, speaking in the Sepedi, I want her to continue. Like, I want to get the feeling that she's still continuing speaking in Sepedi as much as we've transitioned, actually, like, let's say, back to English. So yeah, I kind of found that very like muzzling for my brain. Maybe my brain is slow. Yeah. And I also I didn't really like the last paragraph of the book. Like I didn't understand, maybe. Like she probably has her reasons. So I didn't want her to walk me through what after like to close off like that, basically. Like she could have closed off in the way that the character wanted. I don't know. Maybe the character did want like that. I'm very like still shaky on the ending of the book, but the book is amazing. I think that really should be used in high schools all over the country. And like there's so much representation in the book. Oh my word. And the kids are like conscious to another level. And because in the book there's like pyramids of Gaza. There's like in the school there's pyramids of Gaza, um Masai, Shaka, like there's like spots in the school basically. And I'm like, oh my word. Imagine if we'd had those schools right from the beginning. Maybe, I'm not saying that we could have completely avoided what we currently face in the country, but I'm saying maybe we could have not been in the situation that we face ourselves in if we'd like dismantled structures from the beginning. But anyway, read Spilt Milk if you have the chance. I got it from the library but it's for people who have class privilege. It is pretty affordable, and yeah, read, read Spilt Milk if you can. And bye.